Hey, chickadees. Welcome into today's episode of Mojo Mysticism. I went ahead and pulled cards, so that's my confession for the day. And I'm going to tell you that this reading is pretty powerful, so you've been warned. So I pulled 3 cards from this deck, Guides of the Hidden Realms. I think maybe we've used this maybe once or twice on this channel, but not very often. This deck is by my future friend Colette Baron Reed. Colette, can't wait to meet you soon. It'll happen soon. So, 3 cards came out. They are powerful. At least they're powerful for me. Let me know if they're powerful for you as well. But the first card, again, I'll go through all 3 and then we'll talk about them. But the first card is card number 34, Letting Go of Stories. Now, this deck is amazing for many, many different reasons, right? Obvious reasons. It's an oracle deck, which is the first one of them. It's a Colette Baron Reed deck. Also, it's all her artwork in the deck. So, as a artist of sorts, an architect, I appreciate that very, very much. So this is Letting Go of Stories, card number 34. And there is some writing on the card. I'll read it to you. It's basically the main big key concepts of each of the cards. This one says surrendering attachments, releasing unconscious patterns. Card 34, Letting Go of Stories. Then the next card is card number 44. This is Emergence of Hope. Emergence of Hope. This card says faith, trusting in a divine plan, all is well, and patience. Emergence of Hope. And then we have card 3. The third card is card number 3, and it is The River Dances to the Sea. The river dances to the sea. And it says flow state, trusting in the adventure. So, what is the message? I bet you can guess what the message is. So, but let me tell you what our guides are giving us today for this message. It is that when we let go of stories, right, we surrender all of our attachments, okay? And this can get painful. We're letting go of these. We're releasing unconscious patterns. We are actually looking at what is no longer serving us. And in some cases, we're making very difficult decisions. I've been in the place of making one of those in the last couple of weeks. And it is painful. It is painful. And it is something that we must do from time to time. So Spirit will guide you when it is time to do that. And this is one of the ways they do it. So look at your life. Look at where you might have some attachments and where you might be being led to release those attachments and help resolve some subconscious, unconscious patterns that you have in your life, and allow that attachment to loosen, okay? No matter how difficult it is. I had somebody that was very, very important to me that I've had to release. And I love this person dearly, and I always, always will. And it was time. Would I have voted for it? Hell no. So, just being honest. No, I was attached. And I had to let it go. So it can get tough. So just know that. However, when you do that, and when you follow your guidance, when it comes to that, you will end up in a place where you see hope emerging. Okay? This hope will emerge in the form of faith in your guidance and trusting that guidance, trusting that there is a plan for your life, because there is. And your guides are there to help make sure that the plan that you put in place before you were born is what plays out in the life that you have, right? And you will not only build that faith and trust by leaning on the guidance and saying yes, even when it's hard, even when it's heartbreaking, even when it's the last thing in the world you want to effing do. That's when faith will come. So, hope will emerge when you let go of whatever stories you're being asked to let go of. And then the river dances to the sea. We begin to understand a different level of being in the flow state, a different level of devotion to our guidance, a different level of relationship with our guides. And that makes the detachment, I'm going to say, less painful at first, because frankly that's all it does at first. But I'm beginning to understand that over time it makes it absolutely worth it. The adventure is what the adventure is, and we can either resist it and rail against it, or we can accept it and take the journey knowing that our guides have our best intent in mind. And I would tell you something that came out in my meditation this morning. I do a meditation with my birth guide every morning. That's one of the many things that I do in the mornings. And I heard myself in conversation, almost like I was there, right? But it was almost as if I was standing outside watching myself have a conversation with my guide. And the conversation went something like this. And what I'm about to tell you is when I think you get to the river dances to the sea part, where your faith has built up so much that you are going to take the adventure no matter what the cost is. So here's what the conversation went like. I said to my guide, I know that you love me. And my main guide, my birth guide, said, yes, we love you. My birth guide is made up of 3 different entities. More on that some other time. Yes, we love you. And I said, and I know that it is not easy for you to watch me when I'm in pain. And they said, no, it's not. And I said, and I want you to know that your job is to carry out the plan that we put in place before I was born. And they said yes, and very few people acknowledge that. And I said, I want you to know that I not only acknowledge it, but when I am in pain and when I hurt, I now know the relationship that we have and what it means to me and the level of devotion and commitment that I have to it. And I want you to know that I expect you to give me that guidance, painful as it may be, and move me in the direction of my life plan. And that I am on board with that. I'm no longer a spectator in the sport of my life. And that the lights are flickering. That's my mom. So hi, Mom. And yeah, they said, thank you. We were going to do it anyway. And I said, I expect you to, but I want you to know I am now a willing participant because I have understood at a level I've never understood before the amount of devotion that is appropriate for me to bring to this relationship, and also the cost. And I don't care what the cost is. I know it's going to hurt from time to time, but I also know that it sets me up for the beauty of the unfolding of what my entire life is supposed to be about this go around. So, I know that's probably TMI, but that is literally why this message has taken me back a little bit tonight, and just kind of, I take a deep breath and just realize the beauty that is in this message, not just for me, but hopefully for you as well. So I would encourage you to take a look, pause, hit the pause button for a moment, whatever that moment needs to be for you, you decide, and take stock of what you're being asked to do. Go look at the red flags that have been thrown up, probably over and over again. If you're like me, I'm a little dense sometimes, so especially when I don't like guidance, I tend to be like, I'm sorry, did you say something? Did anybody hear that? I didn't hear anything. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Guide, Mrs. Guide, Yeah. And hopefully, I'm beginning to learn to listen to the signs earlier. So, if you can get anything out of this, I would encourage you to do that. Hit the pause button just for a moment. Listen, look truthfully at the stories in your life, and ask your guides and ask your higher self, like, is there a story I'm telling myself? Is there something I need to let go of? Something I'm attached to that's not helpful for me right now, or for where I'm going that I can't see? Because honestly, if it involves another person, it's not for them either, as much as we want it to be. And let go. Let hope emerge out of a very painful situation. It will, I promise you, it will. Stay aligned with your guidance, and hope will emerge. And then enjoy as the river dances to the sea. And as you get to take this great adventure at a new level, with a new level of devotion and commitment that you didn't realize you were stepping into to begin with. All right, chickadees, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow with another episode of Mojo Mysticism. Let me know in the comments, or reach out to me through the website, which is in the notes here with the video, if there's anything I can do to support you on your journey. And know that I love you, and we'll see you next time. Mwah.